All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises on and glory to YAHAWAHSHI'S Yahushua by Shem Rakah Hakadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I have I would say an article, small article really, at least as far as I remember reading it. It says the U.S. suggests Valentine's Day revenge against exes. Mind you, Valentine's Day was 2 days ago on Monday. So it says the federal agency asks people to report former lovers for gun crimes so it can give them a Valentine's Day to remember. Now, at first of reading this, I'm thinking maybe it's some type of practical joke, but I was like, why would there be a practical joke about guns? Because people like to do crazy things, but it's the federal agency. So to give them a Valentine's Day to remember, it could be anything. It could be a hell of a fine, jail time, anything. And I wouldn't be surprised. It says a federal law enforcement agency has suggested a novel way for Americans to get back at their ex-lovers on Valentine's Day, turn them in for illegal gun activity. The U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, ATF, tweeted its holiday pitch on Monday, urging people to take revenge against their exes. Let us know, and we will make sure it's a Valentine's Day to remember, the agency says. Now, the funny thing is, from the what Americans describe Valentine's Day to be, it's supposed to be a day of loving, bringing gifts, and all that other good shit. So, why is this about exes and all of a sudden and turning them in? But see, when you think about it, it's basically like a trial, like another trial run to see if people will actually turn other people in because of this, especially when it comes to the woman ratting out men, or anybody for that matter. Hell, especially if they offer the money. That don't have to be just women itself, but men too. And I'm not surprised in this article they didn't offer that. If it was money, they probably would have got away with it. A whole lot of people be snitching on someone that has a gun. But surprisingly, as I read further into the article, which I'm gonna read, no one really fell for the bait. It says the ATF promoted the idea as a way to make the special day for lovers fun, even for those who had broken up with someone. It also made up a poster soliciting tips from people with former mates who buy or sell guns illegally, saying, "We would love to meet and treat them to a Valentine's Day surprise." And the fact that they don't even tell what's in the surprise says it all. But for lovers who broke up with someone to basically tell on the person who bought or sold guns illegally. And a lot of people, yeah, it's funny enough, I actually read in the comments, people like, you really expect us to really go through with this? Like, it's so funny because that's them saying we here to really just test to see how many people will just actually go with this or bye bye. Let's see how people are so quick to rat people out. Again, if they offered money, they would have got away with it. But this is also going to help, or pretty much going to be the same thing for when that MOTB comes out, because they're going to apply posters there. Hey, if you don't know someone that hasn't gotten this decision, please direct them to us. Give us the address, name, and everything else. That'll be the same way. It'll be the same way. This is just something like a little small. soon it's going to pick up even bigger and bigger to where it becomes the normal. To where, as people like to say, you people going to start ratting people out for fun. I mean, for good. So I'm gonna get a scripture before I go any further. This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So, like I said, this is just something small until they start making it bigger and bigger to where it becomes the normal. This is just a plan after a plan. They're ready to unleash the next plan, and it's about to go worse from there. But as I read further on, you'll see that people are not trusting, or don't. I want to say the correct word is. I would say, yeah, they don't trust this society anymore, especially after certain things that happen, especially with um the whole Ukraine thing going on, the Afghanistan thing. A lot of people started really feeling the misery then, because now they feel like they lost. But y'all seen comments on that saying people that basically America lost it, because guess what? There's no firm infrastructure here. There's no actual stronghold, as everything's already being broken down. You get placed with presidents, which is just a spokesman, and all these things that happen. You got other countries rising up better than this place is now. Hell, majority of our resources come from other countries. And I'm talking about not just resource in itself, but like cars. You look on your clothes, it says made in China. Phone made in China. All these things are coming from different places. This place don't own a goddamn thing. And now these other countries are going to start trying to take back their stuff. So it says, to read on in the article, it says, however, the appeal was met with pushback on Twitter, where it was lampooned by critics. Much of the ridicule pointed to hypocrisy, such as the fact that President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, still hasn't been charged for allegedly concealing his history of drugs abuse when he bought a gun in 2018. That's just recent. It says many observers pointed to Obama-Biden administration's Fast and Furious operation, in which the ATF purposely allowed illegal sales of firearms in the hope of tracking the weapons to Mexican drug cartel leaders. Some of the guns were later found at crime scenes on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border, including the murder of U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry in 2010. So that people calling the hypocrisy of this place. They calling the things that these so-called higher ups, they're small higher ups, that their presidents and family members, they not holding up to the stuff. Hell, all this stuff, especially I would say starting, I want to say 2008, 2010 is when they stopped hiding the fact that they was doing a whole bunch of shit, and people just brush it off a lot normally. Now it's started becoming a little normal that America's pretty much everywhere causing some type of trouble. But you still got these people here that will still defend this place to the end, including our own people. It says, sure, my government has been giving dangerous weapons of war to this country's enemies. It says others reminded the ATF of its past debacles, including the infamous and deadly Ruby Ridge and Waco sieges with the FBI. The Waco massacre ended with 76 people, including 25 children, being burned to death at a religious cult compound. 2 weeks after Valentine's Day in 1993, the ATF went on a rampage against U.S. citizens in Waco. They caused the death of 76 people, including 25 children and 2 pregnant women. Now they want you to swat your ex. You see, that it is. It's all there. They're not gonna try to hide it anymore. Um, the fact that people don't want to go with this is because of the fact that they're even starting to get tired of this place. They want to love this place, but they're tired of the shit that this place does. If that makes any sense. So you're gonna have a lot of people rising up against this, against a lot of stuff Babylon does. There's gonna be actual riots out here when the time comes. The love of this place is gonna be non-existent. So hell, it's technically non-existent now when you look at this place. So it's just a whole bunch of mess. It says, I think this is pretty much near the end. Yeah, it's near the end. It says still other critics warned that ATF's suggestion could lead to swatting, as bitter exes might make false claims against former lovers in the hope of triggering an armed raid by law enforcement. Such raids have led to several deaths, and I'm pretty sure quite a few people has actually gone along with this whole thing. I highly doubt everyone was just not on board with it. I'm pretty sure there was a few women out there that was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do this just because I don't like this guy." And then I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised by it. You can't tell me that hasn't been one person that's done this shit. But then imagine as this becomes the normal, especially when the MOTB gets implemented. Imagine how normal or how easy it'd be just for people to do that. Just imagine how easy it would be for that. People notice, oh, you don't have this thing. Let me call the government to let them know, hey, I found this guy out here that doesn't have the decision. You basically have to be on the run at that point. It says, what could go wrong when it comes to the ATF and swatting people for fun? Keywords fun. If you see that correctly, the keywords is fun. Yeah, it'd be their fun, because especially since they're not handing out any money for it. But this is fun for them, especially every plan that's made is for fun for them. And it says such vengeance doesn't have to be limited to exes. The ATF said it welcomes crime tips about both former and current partners. So they basically want everybody to be in an uproar and in chaos about every goddamn thing. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but what was in his heart? See, and that's exactly what Esau has done. He made it seem like a good thing. Like, hey, not only do we get rid of your ex, but you make our job easier so we know where to put these guys if they don't end up killing them. So they say both sides will win. You do us a favor. We do you a favor. You do us a favor. But the whole time it was only meant to hurt everybody. It was meant to hurt everybody. That's all Esau is known for. He's meant to create chaos and destruction, planning deceit and anything you could think of. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor to fill the faces of the world with cities. And that's why ultimately we need to get out of here. That's why we're ultimately waiting on the Lord to come back and destroy this place with Esau included. And technically even our own people, because they're going to be brought back right. Because the Lord don't want them, we don't even want them entering the kingdom as they are. Because how destroyed they are because of Esau. Esau needs to be paid back for what he's been doing. And this article is one of them, because we know that with the next thing that he does is going to be even worse. It keeps getting, everything Esau does is getting worse and worse. And it's only a matter of time before this place really blows up. With the wickedness is already at a high, all time high for years and generations ever since this place was built. And it's time this devil's been taken down. But everything, even including this is tally up to a mark of everything Esau is doing. The Lord's marking every little thing Esau does. It's a entire, I can't even call it a list. It's just a whole record of things Esau's done that the Lord keep tallies of. But that's all I have going to that. So with that, Shalom.